What's up guys, Jimmy Chang here with Andrew, and today we have another bike by Aventon, and this is actually one of their better selling bikes. It's a commuter, but there's a change that they've made to the bike that's gonna make a huge difference, and we're gonna show you what that change is.
They've updated some colors, changed the sizing a little bit, but the biggest difference is they've added a torque sensor rather than a cadence sensor.
Torque sensors are smoother and just give you that more natural feel compared to the cadence sensor.
Oh wow, they've updated the box. Now it's nice and black. Pedals, some grease for the pedals, a multi-tool. These are all right. I like a little bit of a stronger tool. And then reflectors. One other cool thing they do is they give you a spare derailleur in case you happen to snap yours. So I do love that they do that with all Aventon bikes. So this must be the charger. 3-amp charger. I love this about Aventon bikes is most of them come with a 3-amp charger, which does help speed up the charging time. This is a 14-amp-hour bike, so it should take just under 5 hours to charge it from empty to full.
In general, the packaging came very nicely. I mean, I don't see any major damage.
So this is 54 pounds, and the step through is 52 pounds. So one other cool change they did was they integrated lights into the frame and also on the front now.
And having lights to see and to be seen is very important, especially for a commuter bike. Now that we have the bike all assembled, we're gonna do a walkthrough from top to bottom. And because we got this bike before it's been released, we have very little information on this bike, and so we're just gonna go and discover the new changes as well as some of the favorite things that we like about it.
Big thing for me is this beautiful display. The previous version had that black and white display, which I don't really love. I love their color display that has a Bluetooth app to connect to. Coming on the right, we have Tektro hydraulic brake levers and an 8-speed Shimano shifter. On the left side, we have a thumb throttle with another Tektro hydraulic brake lever, and then some really nice soft grips. I do love Aventon grips. They hold really well, they don't twist on you, and they feel solid. Coming down the stem to the frame, we have these beautiful welds that have been grinded down. This is one thing I love about Aventon is they make it look smooth and polished, and they have a lifetime warranty on their frame. Moving down the suspension, we have Zoom hydraulic suspension, where you can lock it out if you're carrying a load or want a more rigid ride, and you can adjust the preload to adjust how soft or stiff the suspension is. These are 27.5-inch by 2.1-inch wide tires that are Shaoyang Arisen rubber. They have really good grip, and they should be perfect for commuting. You have the battery enclosed on the bottom. To unlock it, you just simply twist this key. There's a little lever right here, and the battery drops out of place. You can go ahead and pull that out. To put it back in, slide it into place, and just lock it down. On top of this 27.5-inch by 2.1-inch wide tire, there's a metal fender that's much better than plastic fenders. Moving down the rear of the frame, we have these beautiful integrated lights. They turn on with the lights, and they get brighter when you brake. Moving down the frame, we have the Shimano Acera derailleur, and you also have this motor hub cable, which makes it easy for doing tire changes on the rear. We have integrated lights in this metal fender as well. This is the first time we've ever seen this on an Aventon bike or any bike. On the other side, another 180mm brake disc with 2-piston Tektro hydraulic disc brakes. But this thing's a beauty. Big changes from the previous versions are display, integrated lights, and a torque sensor.
And it's a torque sensor with a hub motor. We've never tested that before. I'm excited to get it on the road. Before we do that, a couple other things that I like about this. I do like that it comes with a rack, very important for commuting, and the kickstand looks nice and solid. So let's get our safety gear on and get out and test this bike. Okay, we've been out riding around on the new Aventon Level with its changes. And Andrew, I want to hear what your thoughts are on this bike.
This bike rides really well. One of the biggest things that I notice with the bike is if I can't ride it without pedal assist on, then it's really clunky. This bike, if I have no pedal assist on, it's a little heavy, but I can ride it like a normal bike. Other big, huge thing is that torque sensor makes it feel really nice. Previous models of Aventon have had cadence sensors, so when you go to pedal, you typically go about 1 to 2 bike lengths forward as soon as you stop pedaling. With this torque sensor, as soon as I stop pedaling, the pedal assist levels stop. As soon as I start pressing on the pedal assist levels pick up. So there's no delay and there's no runoff after you stop pedaling.
So definitely a much more natural experience. There's no runoff, there's no delay. And the other thing that I've been very impressed with is how quiet that motor is. So very impressed so far. Let's keep riding, and at our next stop, let's go over all the things that we like about this bike.
Absolutely. The front light, although it's small, it's really bright. It's brighter than most lights that we see on PEVs. Tektro hydraulic brakes always have great stopping power.
All right, now it's my turn to give this bike a spin. You can't tell on the camera, but it's a slight uphill. I'm gonna use the throttle to help me get started. And that's the beauty of having the throttle. Woo! Yeah, the throttle is very responsive. Pedal assist, you don't even notice it. And that's what you want in a good, high quality e-bike. You don't want to feel that jerkiness or torquiness of when the motor kicks in and then when the motor is turning off. You just want it to be assisting you. If it's a hot day, or if you're tired, or if you don't want to get to the office all sweaty, then turn up that pedal assist, still get that natural biking motion with this torque-based sensor, but you don't show up to work all sweaty. Because it's a torque-based sensor and the motor control is so fine, it's instantaneous, there's no delay. I feel like when I'm navigating tight places, especially crowded places, let's say if I were to ride over there and there's a bunch of school children, or ride over there where there's a party going on, I don't have to worry about there being a little runoff. On some of these other e-bikes, you just turn your pedals a little bit and then that motor just kicks in and it just like runs you into stuff. And the only way to stop is to pull the brake lever. It catches you by surprise. With this, you don't have that problem. It's such a finely tuned machine. So tell us, Andrew, what are some things that you love about this bike?
It's gorgeous. The color display is always nice with app connectivity. Integrated lights, nobody does it better than Aventon. These things are just stunning. The ride feel is the #1 thing about this bike. It is by far the best sensor of any Aventon bike we've ridden in the past. Torque sensors are just such a premium product that are way better than cadence sensors.
As with all Aventon bikes, the wire management is really well done, very minimalistic. It's a great combination of price, features, just quality, and performance. And when we talk about features, in this case, we have these nice fenders, we have this nice rack, it's all included. And on top of that, this is a torque sensored hub drive motor. I will say, we're left pretty impressed. I'm not sure why more companies aren't making bikes like these. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention the through axle bolt. It's nice and beefy. It's got a smooth action to it. Some of the other ones we've seen on previous e-bikes we've reviewed, they're just cheap metal bolts that have little springs on them. This is nice and thick and really goes on well.
But no bike is perfect, and so at our next stop, we're gonna talk about the things that we don't like about this e-bike. As great as the Aventon Level is, it's not perfect. Let's talk about the things that we don't like.
My biggest issue is the front suspension. They're not that great on the Aventon bikes.
With the Aventon bikes in general, they like to put their throttles on the left, and this is more of a preference. I'm just not used to using my left thumb for the throttle. The other thing with the Aventon bikes universally is they don't have memory on the display, and because there's no memory, every time you turn it off and turn it back on again, it's not going to remember where you left off in terms of your pedal assist level preference.
You can't use your throttle in pedal assist 0. I just wish that if I wanted to ride my bike normally, I could use the throttle every once in a while to get going or start at the bottom of hills, but I can't do that. I always have to have it in pedal assist 1 through 5 to use the throttle. This is one of the best complete bikes I've seen for a commuter.
If you guys are looking for a next level commuter e-bike, then check out the Aventon Level, the new Aventon Level with the torque sensor hub drive motor. We'll have links down below for pricing and availability. Thanks for watching, and when you guys ride, wear your safety gear.